All right, hello everyone.
Hi,
This is the June 17th meeting of the East Long Meadow Board of Trustees for the library. And this is being recorded for streaming to Facebook and broadcast. Before we get started, I just want to say we are looking for a new trustee. So any of you who are interested in becoming a trustee should write an email to the town manager at mary.mcnally@eastlongmeadowma.gov and tell her why you'd like to be a trustee at the library, because we need one. Okay, we'll begin by doing a roll call to see who's here. And we have some guests also. So I'm Michael Gray, and I guess I'll read out because we can't see each other. Kendra, are you here?
Here.
Kendra Levesque. Melanie Manheim.
Present.
Diane Tiago.
Here.
David Boucher.
Here.
Okay, Cindy McNaught.
here.
Layla Johnston.
Here.
Okay, Darcy Kane.
Here.
Okay, we also have Michelle Lemire
Here.
and Maura Mara.
Here.
Excellent. So this is your cast for tonight's show. So the first thing on our agenda is we have some public comments from our guests. Layla, do you want to introduce everyone and talk about what we're going to learn?
I would be very excited to introduce everybody. During this very strange and interesting time, we are going to be offering an online virtual-only summer reading program for the first time in the history of the library. And so I invited the three behind-the-scenes librarians who put together this amazing program through software known as Beanstack. And they are going to help give us a little bit of an overview so that everybody knows what to expect for summer reading this year. And those individuals are Maura Mara, she's our adult services librarian, Darcy Kane, she works in our children's department, and Michelle Lemire, she is our children's librarian. So I know Darcy needs to be able to share her screen, and we're very excited to walk everybody through Imagine Your Story in the virtual setting.
Yeah. Well, welcome everyone. We're going to just talk a little bit about, first before Darcy has an opportunity to share the screen with all of you, just a little bit about Beanstack, and then Maura's going to go through that. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things that Beanstack has to offer and some of our prize ideas that we're going forward with, and then Darcy's going to share the screen so that you can see as patrons, including all yourselves, how you can join the program. So with that, Maura, do you want to?
Yeah. So Beanstack is an online platform. It's a company that actually, the two people who started it went to Shark Tank and introduced it there in 2014 and got Mark Cuban to give some backing to it. So it hasn't been around for very long, and we had looked at it last year thinking this might be something interesting to start getting some more teens and adults into our summer reading program. And it didn't work out last year, but we thought maybe in the future, and sure enough, this year it turned out to be the perfect thing for us because we weren't allowed to have people in the building, but it's a great way for us to still interact with the patrons. So with Beanstack, it's an online platform, and readers can register, they can track their hours, they can track their activities, and they earn badges and tickets, and then we can give prizes. And libraries can use all the platforms, but they can individualize it as well. So the great thing is, and for this company especially, is that there were hundreds of libraries from around the world that have jumped on it. So we've been on a lot of webinars, and they have a lot of user groups, and we've been able to share some ideas with them. And we're very excited to be introducing it this year, and then it's going to really help us in the future too with our reading programs. And one of the nicest things is that we're starting to see adults and teens, and it'll be a great way to get them introduced into the reading program too. So we worked really hard on it. Sharon was with us too, working all summer virtually. We did lots of meetings like this. So we're very excited about it. So Michelle, I know, has some statistics because we've already been online for 2 weeks now, or almost 2 weeks.
So we launched it on June 11th as registration, and we really kicked off the program this past Monday. It's going to run June 15th to August 15th. Currently, to date, as of today, we have over 537 people who've registered for the program. With Beanstack, we have an opportunity to sort of track different things, and one of the things they track are minutes read. So as of today, the town has read 14,870 minutes, and we have 211 books that have been read through the past 2 weeks. Really, it just started on Monday, so within the past 3 days of tracking. So that's really exciting. You know, we were hoping, you know, we get 200 people to register, we'll be thrilled. So currently we have 537. We couldn't be happier with the amount of people who have registered for the program. So that's fantastic. You know, as everyone knows, a big part of our summer reading program are tickets and prizes for all age groups. And of course, our Friends organization has been very generous again this year with supporting us with the ability to get great prizes. So with Beanstack, you can get tickets, you can go right online and put them into prizes. And we're supporting local businesses this year. They've supported us through all the years that we have been doing summer reading, and we feel as though it's really important that we give back. And so a lot of the prizes are for gift cards to Center Square Grill or Fenway Golf, or for ice cream, Frigos or Fazios, and all different age groups. Kids will have both gift cards as well as prizes that we'll be giving them. We have 4 age groups, pre-readers up to 5, kids, teen, and adult. So you register into one of those programs and you'll have different prizes. And then we have grand prizes of Kindles, Amazon gift cards, as well as Target gift cards. So again, it's really exciting. I think the patrons are going to love being able to go in and see what they can win, and they have the opportunity to stick their tickets into prizes. And again, without the generosity of the Friends, we really wouldn't be able to do all of these wonderful things. The other thing that's great about it is we are still offering a lot of virtual programs, and we're able to put those programs into Beanstack where you click links. Adult and teen have yoga and art programs. Children's is offering princesses. They're going to come in Elsa and Anna and Cinderella programs. We're doing art programs also in children's. So again, we're trying to make it as similar to what we've done in the past, but it's all going to be virtual, so that at least our patrons will feel a little bit like, wow, this is what we've always done. It's just going to be done virtual for them. So with that, I'd really like Darcy to give you an opportunity to see how easy and user-friendly it is, but how exciting it is for the patrons to take a look and see what they get.
All right. Is everybody able to see my screen okay?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
All right. Awesome. So this is the homepage for the library, and right on the top we have a tab specifically geared towards our summer reading program. So we have a page explaining prizes that are available, and then the register here link will take you right to the Beanstack website. So this is where the patrons will land when they click on the registration button, and this is our Beanstack homepage. So this is what patrons see to encourage them to register themselves or their families.
So we created all of this. There is a template that Beanstack has, but as Layla started off by saying, these last couple of months, we really were working tirelessly to get this specific for East Long Meadow Public Library. So everything you see here is we've touched every page. Everything on here is words that we've created and put on these pages.
Yeah. So we thought it would be fun if, oh, did anybody have a question? No.
Not yet.
Okay. We thought it would be fun if we went through and registered a pretend family. So, or yourselves, if you guys are going to start registering, or kids, grandkids, anybody. So you would start right here to register yourself or your family. And everyone's going to be new to Beanstack this year. So we're going to go ahead and create an account for our pretend readers. Oh.
Oh,
Just 1 second.
I think you hit yes instead of no in the previous one.
Oh, thanks, Maura. Sorry about that. All right. Well, let's go back. Sorry about that. We'll start again. So we're registering our family.
No.
So, no, okay. Sorry about that. So I'm going to register myself first. And it asks for some
so
basic.
there's some things that, yeah, there's basic questions, things that we're requiring so that we can sort of get a understanding of where our patrons are coming out of. That's why we're asking for zip code, as well as email, so that we can communicate with them, send them out different events that we have going on. We don't require, you know, certain things that this you fill out as to what's beneficial for your library. And these are the things that we felt so are going to be most helpful to our library.
All right. So we just have one choice of 18 plus.
I like that number.
Sorry, guys, my typing isn't cooperating. There we go. So right away, people see that they've unlocked their registration badge, and it's congratulating them. They're off on their way on their summer reading adventure, and they automatically earn 5 tickets. So that's great. Would you like to add another adult? You could, but for right now, we're not going to do that. But how about we add a child? So I'm going to go ahead with Joe. And he's 12.
Yes.
So since Joe is on the cusp of being between the kids and the teen challenge, we get to select whichever one we want to register him for. So we'll go ahead and register Joe for the kids reading program. And he gets the same message. He's registered now, and he's got the 5 tickets to be able to use towards the drawing. So now that we've gotten through our registration, we won't register any more family members. We're all set. And now we get to see what it looks like, what our readers are going to be able to see. So as we scroll down here, we see the things that patrons can log. They can log their minutes of reading, they can complete different activities, and they can write reviews. And they'll earn badges for all of those different activities. Once they earn a badge, tickets are awarded, which they can use towards their drawing. So here, these logging badges are our traditional reading badges. And if you think of the way that our summer reading program has worked in the past in the children's room, this would be similar to a clock sheet. So once the clock was filled in, they would be awarded the ticket. For adults, they're getting a ticket at 2 hours. For kids, they're getting the tickets after an hour of reading.
So very similar. That's pretty much what we've done in the past. So we haven't really changed any of that.
Yeah. So here are some adult activities that are available. So the patrons can just click here to attend a virtual concert. There's a link that's been set up, and it takes them right to the official website for the Boston Symphony Orchestra. And it allows them to attend some of the virtual offerings that they have there. That's just one of the activities. Everything is free, yes. Is that what you asked, Cindy?
I did.
Yep, it's all free.
So you can go to a Free Tanglewood concert.
Yeah.
Yep, because, yep, right from your living room. That's right. Maura was able to work with a yoga instructor at Heart Song Yoga. And if you click on this link, it takes you right to the YouTube video of a yoga class that she created specifically for us. And it's actually Imagine Your Story themed. So that's really cool. People can go and participate in those things. How do I get that out of there? It's blocking my, oh, here we go. Okay. So once we get back to Beanstack, if I were to have completed that activity, I would check this box and I would earn 6 tickets. So I'll just for demonstration purposes, I'll go ahead and do that. And see, now it shows that we've unlocked the badge. I've earned 6 tickets, and it's actually asking if I want to go ahead and enter the drawing. So I'll do that. I'll bring you to the ticket drawing page. And it's showing us we have 11 tickets to spend because we got 5 tickets for registering and 6 tickets for doing our yoga class. So now we get to go ahead and put them in whichever one of the drawings we're interested in entering. So you just add your tickets accordingly. You can split them up. I could put a few tickets in Fazio's, and I could put a few in the Amazon gift card drawing. And then I might decide to use the rest of my tickets in the the Kindle. So I think kids are really going to enjoy this feature because sometimes our kiddos get buyer's remorse and they can go back in and alter where they've spent their tickets throughout the program. So I think that's going to be fun for the kids because every once in a while they say, oh, I really don't think I wanted that Lego set. I wanted to put my tickets in something else. So that's kind of a cool feature for the kiddos. So I'll just take you to Joe's page. This shows you a little bit about the kids program. It's still the same badges that are available to be earned. Here's our reading badges. And I'll go ahead and log some hours for Joe. And it prompts you to go ahead and put in your time. And you can add things like this if you want to. Just for time's sake, I won't add those things. I've been playing on the app with our real accounts, and you can use your camera on your phone to scan in the ISBN on the back of the book, so it automatically recognizes the book if you wanted to keep track of the titles that you were reading. That's not a feature necessarily available on the desktop, but on the app version it is. So once I went ahead and logged that hour worth of reading for Joe, it unlocked one of his reading. So now he gets to go and spend some tickets in the kids' drawings. And you utilize them the same way. So we have some grand prizes down at the bottom where kids can go ahead and enter those all summer long. And then we have some bi-weekly prizes if the kids want to enter the smaller drawings. For reviews, we have an option to write a review or to post a picture review. So for younger kids, that might be, or not even, but you know, that might be fun. They could draw a picture, they could create something, they could sing a song, and they could post their review that way.
We've had 20 reviews written also. That's one of the other statistics so far, so that's good.
I couldn't hear the first part. What did you say?
We have had 20 reviews people have written, which we've really, you know, in the past, we really didn't have an opportunity for people to write a review and get them back so quickly. So it's nice. 20 is a lot in 3 days.
Yeah. So Michelle and Maura, those are the main features that I was thinking of sharing. Is there anything else that you can think of from the website perspective that would be good to show?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think that was good.
You know, there is an app as well, which people can use. And I think the first day we saw the most registrations come from the app, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
You can just download the app from the, you know, Apple Store or iOS. So that is what we've been working on for the past.
That looks great.
Well, and I am amazed that we already have 20 reviews.
I know.
And
I
it's
know.
fantastic. And as part of the testing of this, Carol, who everybody knows, tried to add a review and it stopped her. It made sure that she had actually read the book first. It was the funniest thing. So there will be no fake reviews for summer reading, but this is just, I couldn't be happier that Beanstack really came together in such a fantastic way, and it looks seamless, but I know you hours making it look seamless and effortless, and it was fantastic, and I am very pleasantly surprised we already have over 500 people signed up.
Same. Really exciting. Really exciting.
Can people sign up all summer?
You can sign up all summer till the 15th. You can register and win prizes. We'll drawings will be done on the 16th for grand prizes. We are doing drawings every 2 weeks this year. We've always waited till the end of the program, but we were excited about the program. We want people to be excited, so we felt as though we'll reward people every couple of weeks with different smaller prizes, but they can also enter smaller bi-weekly prizes or just put their tickets into the grand prize, which we'll do on the 6th. We'll pull on the 16th. So that's a little different than in the past, but I think patrons are going to like the opportunity to get things every couple of weeks, enter into drawings.
And one thing I forgot to share, badges for the kids are really fun, and they go all throughout the summer too. There's some virtual field trips that kids could take. There's e-activities. There's art and cooking and Lego challenges. So there's tons of activities that have been loaded for the kids programs for their activity challenges.
This sounds awesome. Really sounds. I might join.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's good. We hope you all register.
Okay,
Okay.
will do.
Good.
Thank you very much. That was a
Welcome.
great presentation.
That was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that many people have signed up already. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really great.
Good job.
Wow, good, great.
Glad we have you.
Very, very glad.
Okay.
And I really like how Heartstrong Yoga came together and incorporated the Imagine Your Story for the library. Whose idea was that? I think that's great and very creative to our staff.
Yeah, I worked with Sheila on it. So she was thrilled to do it because she grew up in town and you know, really so it was good. She was thrilled.
Fantastic.
Again,
Very
supporting
creative.
supporting our local businesses. It's really important. It's really important to do that. And, you know, we feel very strongly about that. And they've been, you know, everyone is more than excited and happy to help us as we help them too. So it's good.
All right. If there isn't any more, then we'll move forward with the meeting. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank
We have
you.
a number of people that we've done for curbside pickup.
Oh, yeah.
Curbside pickup. Yeah, we have so far for curbside pickup, we've done about 225 patrons. We've given them, you know, thrilled patrons, I should say. Right? Everybody you talk to, thrilled patrons. Yeah, so that's really good too.
That is so.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I really want to thank Maura, especially with curbside pickup. Erica Petrosky is out on, and so Maura has been nominated as our acting circulation supervisor and has really taken the lead on curbside pickup, and it is going smoothly because she is on top of it. It's a lot.
We all are.
Two brand new service models for the library, two completely brand new service models that take a lot of organization and planning behind the scenes so that our patrons do have that seamless experience, both through Beanstack and through curbside pickup. So everybody's been very excited and happy, and I can't thank all of you enough. So
Yeah. So order your books if you want. We'll get them for you.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Have a good
Bye,
night.
guys. Have a good night. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
So the next thing on our agenda, I'm hearing some people in the background there. Okay. The next thing is approval of the meeting minutes. I hope everyone had a chance to look over them. Did anybody find anything?
No,
They look good to me.
you look good.
Speak up now.
No.
Anybody? Nope, nobody. Okay, so may I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes of May 20th?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of May.
Thank you, Cindy. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, David. All right, the next thing is the director's report. Leila, you're on.
Thank you. So for town information, that's the first part of my report. The town will proceed with a 1/12 budget process for the start of fiscal 21. That starts on July 1st. Because of the pandemic and because of the uncertainty with revenues and the state budget and so forth, the rules and regulations around town budgets have been relaxed by the Commonwealth. And so the 1/12 budget is something that's being allowed at this time. Town council anticipates using the 1/12 budget until September. Again, that, like everything else in the past 4 months or so, that may change, and we'll adapt if it changes, but that's the plan for now. Phased reopening of the library. So library-specific safety standards were issued by the Massachusetts Reopening Advisory Board on June 8th. I sent everybody the link to those workplace-specific standards. You can access the standards through the link, and those are going to be, again, frequently revised and updated as more research comes to the fore about the virus and about where Massachusetts is in its handling of the pandemic. Curbside Pickup began with a soft rollout on Monday, June 8th, and it was announced to the public on Monday, June 15th. And I included a flyer describing Curbside Pickup and a flyer describing virtual summer reading in your packets as well. And then the rest of my report is the library's pre-opening and phase 1 of our pandemic plan, of our phased reopening plan. And so this was put together with the town's emergency management team. And so the first part is just kind of a preamble describing who the official entities are that are involved. The second part describes that we will have virtual programming, digital collections, and community outreach through online engagement is anticipated to continue through any of the phases. We're going to continue with the virtual programs as much as possible. And so we just completed pre-opening, which is the 2 weeks at the beginning of the plan. Staff were allowed back into the building on June 1st. So this was our first 2 weeks back in the building. Some of us had not been allowed in for 10 weeks. So it was a big adjustment. But so we had a limited number of staff that came in to prepare for the different service models that we were just talking about. And so that's the first section there. And then phase 1, which just refers to the library phase, not necessarily the governor's phase, but just phase 1 of the library in particular, describes a little bit of our processes for curbside pickup. We have repurposed the community and the conference rooms as quarantine areas. As part of offering curbside pickup and slowly reintroducing materials to the public, as of right now, the advice from our health department is to quarantine all materials for 72 hours. So we, our community room as a staging area for that, and also the conference room is being used as a quarantine area. The last counts that we had from CW Mars with the shutdowns and people not being able to return, there were over 400,000 items waiting throughout the CW Mars network for people to anxiously open their book drops. So we did open the book drop June 15th also. We've started receiving a vast amount of quantities that are being returned. Right now we have 19 bins ready for pickup by Optima, as well as 4 full boxes. Optima and the Massachusetts Library System are working on a different plan. And so in the meantime, that's how we're handling being as safe as possible, handling our library materials while waiting for more research that's coming from the American Library Association, and also wanting to go. We have a lot of anxious readers that really want their books. We have a lot of anxious magazine and movie watchers that really want those items. And so we've slowly been able to start that process as well. And so we are wearing masks at all times when we're in the building. All of the staff workstations have been social distanced. We're staying 6 feet away as much as possible. And following all of those other health and safety rules and regulations as of right now. We did get plexiglass for all the desks. And so we're waiting for that order to come in. And Joe Dunn in the Department of Public Works is facilitating installation of the plexiglass at the various desks where they're needed. So if did anybody have any questions about the plan or just about any of the very, very different service models that we're using right now?
No, it seems to be working, right?
Yeah.
So there hasn't been any glitches?
Do you mean with curbside pickup or?
Curbside pickup.
Yeah, so we've only had 2 or 3 different individuals didn't show up. So what we've been doing, because again, we have to prevent congregating. We don't want anyone, we can't have more than a certain number of people showing up at the same time. It's a lot of planning, it's a lot of work.
I know.
And so what we're doing is by appointment only. So people can place holds in the catalog, or you can call the library and we'll place the holds for you. And when those are ready, the library will reach out and contact the individual, schedule an appointment, put all of the materials in a paper bag that is then in the curbside pickup area. And that bag is labeled with the last 4 letters. I'm sorry, the first 4 letters of the individual's last name and then the last 4 digits of their phone number in order to protect patron privacy. And then the individual can just come by and pick it up outside of the library. The day that we did have a little bit of rain, everything was fine. We were under the awning and it wasn't blowing, or if it would have been a little bit stronger, we had to reschedule. But it's been going very well so far, and everybody's been very happy to be able to get a hold of some reading materials that aren't on a screen.
So there is no contact, so that's great.
Correct. There is no contact, and there is a phone number on the side. If someone shows up for curbside and they're kind of confused and don't know what's going on, they can call into the building. We can help them over the phone.
Okay.
Layla, I just want, so what do you do like schedule like every 15 minutes for people, or like every half an hour, or how does that work?
Yep, so it's every 15 minutes. It is limited service hours, so it's every 15 minutes between 10 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. on Monday. That's our one evening we're able to offer right now. Can only have a limited number of staff in the building in order to follow the social distancing regulations. But we are, so between 10 and 6:30 on Monday, and then Tuesday through Friday, it's between 10 and 4. So every 15 minutes, and it's been going very well.
Great. Thank you.
And I have a quick question with this that you forwarded to all the trustees. It reads, place items on hold, log into your CW Mars account, or call the library with the help, will help place your holds. And then it reads, East Long Meadow items only. So does that mean if we order a book or a DVD and our library doesn't have it, you can't send that out to another library to have them delivered to us, so we have to wait?
Delivery is not running right now.
Okay.
Because of the pandemic. Delivery was shut down at the end of March. And so once delivery resumes, then we'll be able to follow those, all of those sharing practices that everybody is so familiar with.
Okay.
But at the time, we're at least able to offer East Long Meadow items. So we have had people call in and say, I'd really like a book by, one of their favorite authors. We may not have it on the shelf. It may be loaned out, but we can recommend something that might be similar. And so try to get them something that we have on the shelf. And hopefully more information will be coming soon about when Optima can restart delivery. Right now they're working on clearing out the backlog in the warehouses because the shutdown was so abrupt for everyone. They're working on that, and then once they're up and running, we should have delivery again. So
Okay, thank you.
fingers crossed, hopefully by the next trustee meeting, we'll have delivery, but we're just not sure.
All right, are we ready to move on? Okay, the next thing on the agenda is committee reports. I'm not sure that we have any committee things going on right now. The next is old business. Do we have any old business to talk about?
No.
Going once, going twice? No old business. Okay, now the exciting part, new business. The first is the pandemic policy. So I want to thank Diane and David and Layla for contributing to information for us for this. I guess the thing to do is, David took a crack at putting together a draft. I looked at his draft and I looked at all the other reports that came in. I mean, the ones that Layla and Diane sent to us. I think the best thing to do forward would be to just give you all a chance to look at all that information, or to look at, it's pretty obvious that the ones that were sent in, even though some were from different states, use the same paragraph breaks and the same language. So there's a lot of copying going on, or borrowing or whatever,
Right.
Which is fine.
Sure.
You know, a more consistent policy is good. But I think the way, because we're the trustees, is to, you know, take what David put out there, plus all the other information that you want to dig into, and just make any comments as to, do you like, for example, do you like that format that David chose? There's another format from the I don't know how you say it, Stoughton Library. That might be Stockton, I don't know. And does anybody know how you say it? Well, anyway, they have a different format that has purpose definitions and stuff like that. But just take a look at that, and then the other thing that I'd like to do is, you know, every library and every community is different. So I'm going to look to Layla to tell us if there are things that would need to be added to David's draft. Are there things that are particular to our library? If there's something missing from all of them, of course, anyone that could contribute something that should be added, that could be great, because we could, you know, offer the other libraries a thought on how they could improve their policies. I don't know if that's ever done, but you know, what the heck? It's always worth looking at. And then at the next meeting, we'll discuss this and try to get something, you know, published. We may have to, you know, amend this thing as the. Maybe there's another second wave. You know, like Cindy said, you know, maybe something worse will come along. We got the flu coming this fall.
Right.
So let's not be doom and gloomers, but let's take a crack at it so we have a policy in the books. Does anybody have any comments on that?
Well,
no, that sounds good.
I had a question. Do we just want to make this a pandemic policy, or do you also want to make it as something it was, or, you know, they included several things in the one policy, an epidemic, emergency, or do you want to just make this a pandemic policy?
I'd like Layla's opinion on that.
Most of the other libraries are just calling it a pandemic policy at this time, so I think we should be consistent with that wording.
Okay.
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 So please, everyone, you know, print that stuff out or look at it. A lot of it's the same.
Yeah.
But there is, like, if you look at, I mean, I'm just gonna throw this out just as let's see, the Lawrence Library policy,
Yeah.
and there's another one. Let's see, it's the
Westford.
oh yeah, the Lunenburg policy.
Yeah.
They're a little bit different, starting with number 6.
Right.
Lawrence breaks out a bunch of stuff in number 6, and Lunenburg didn't do that. So there are some little differences in these things, and I'd like ours to be really good.
Yeah.
And like I say, Layla knows, and then Diane and Cindy know a lot about library stuff too. Is there anything that's not here or that should be worded a little bit differently? So I'm relying on your expertise, and then get that information to David.
Yep.
And David, do you want to work with a team and have a committee, or you want to just?
No, I could just work
roll
with it. Yeah,
Okay.
well, I'll go with it.
All right. Does anyone have anything else on the pandemic policy?
No, thank you for
Sounds
doing
like
that.
no.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so the next thing on our agenda is meeting room policy. Now, Diane submitted a good suggestion that perhaps we have an amendment to the meeting room policy. And her suggestion is the library will follow guidelines set forth by local government officials or the director as to the number of people who will be allowed to attend a meeting in either the conference room or community room during an epidemic, pandemic, or public health emergency. Layla, do you have any comments on that?
No, I think that's straightforward and clear.
Okay, so would someone volunteer to just be the person to write up, just to add that, or
Oh,
I'm not sure how that's done.
I can take care of that for you.
Okay, thank you, Layla. Does anybody have anything else on the meeting room policy? No. Okay, cool. So the next one is the Friends of the Library report. Has there been anything going on there?
Yes, I've got a few things to share with you.
Michael,
Okay.
do the trustees want to go ahead and vote on the amendment for the meeting room policy, and then I can update it and post it on the website?
Yeah.
Does everybody feel comfortable?
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, I think that
I
would work.
will,
Okay.
I'm looking for a motion to accept Diane's amendment language to the East Long Meadow Library meeting room policy.
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting room policy with Diane's amendment.
Okay, thank
And
you,
I can
Cindy.
second that.
Thank you, Melanie. Was that Melanie?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
All right. So, thank you, Layla, also for making that official.
You're welcome.
Right. Okay, Diane, Friends of the Library report.
Thank you, Michael. There's been a lot of business going on with the Friends, believe it or not. Most of the time I sit here and I say, oh, we can't meet because of the pandemic. But what happens is some things just can't stop because of the pandemic. So first of all, I just want to explain a little bit about the board. There are 12 people that are on the board of directors for the Friends of the Library. And so the way that 12 people have been communicating is via emails. So the fiscal year for the Friends ended April 30th, and all of their year-end reports came in and were provided in the month of May. In the month of June is when they reorganized their board, and fortunately, we'll say 11 out of the 12 remained on the board, and they do have a new president, and you're looking at her right now. So I am now the president of the Friends of the East Long Meadow Public Library.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hey,
And thank you.
One way or another, but it's a love of my life. So I wanted to share with you that in the month of May, the Friends were asked if the organization would consider paying for the replacement of the 16-year-old carpets with new commercial carpet, commercial grade carpet tiles for the entire library by the town manager, Mary McNally. And the members weren't aware that there was a need, so the request kind of caught them off guard, to be honest with you. Kind of an impromptu meeting, outdoor meeting took place with the town manager, Bruce Finney, who is the superintendent of the DPW, and Joe Dunn, who is the building facilities manager, because the members wanted to understand, what the needs were and questioned all kinds of stuff like, warranty on a carpet, how long does a carpet last, et cetera, the usual lifespan of a carpet. So the questions as to the justification for replacing were answered, and the members who attended just asked, just out of curiosity, they were looking for quotes for 3 specific areas of the library to see whether or not they could afford to help out, So what happens is last Tuesday, I received an estimate from Demaro Carpet and Tile, and forwarded the document to all the members on the Friends board so they could take a look and so forth. And I gave them a time that I wanted an answer by Thursday at 3 o'clock on June 11th to respond whether the majority were for or against providing money for this project. And what happens is I can say to you that it was a unanimous decision that they were willing to finance the cost, and Mary McNally was notified that they would finance it in the main circulation area, the children's library area, and the teen activity area. They were looking for, or what they looked at was like the areas that were most like, a lot of wear and tear, a lot of people using and so forth. So the cost came to a little bit more than $29,000, and they're very happy helping out with this project, because I do know that when the manager met with the trustees back in January, the carpets did come up as an item that was discussed with her, and that because it is a capital expense, it had to be put on the back burner. And of course, with the pandemic, I'm sure it would have gotten pushed back even that much more. So because the Friends, and I don't know, Layla, if Layla had been advised, and I'm sorry if I'm the one giving you the info, but since the Friends made a decision so quickly, the actual installation, I was told yesterday, is to take place right after the 4th of July, trying to get it done while there isn't a lot of, kind of like before people, patrons coming into the library. So be on the lookout for some sample carpeting, so you can select, what you or the staff or what have you would like to have in the library. And I just wanted to say that, the Friends, the summer reading club and so forth. One more thing, the membership fees in all these little fundraisers that they do, and their conservative decisions made by these members over the years has made it possible to provide the funds for this capital expenditure. So I'm pleased to give you all that information with regards to trying to maintain our building and trying to help our town and work cooperatively with everybody. So that's the news that I have for the friends, from the friends to let you know. So that's my report, Michael.
Diane, weren't the original costs way higher, and didn't some creative person, maybe you, find a lower cost solution?
Well, it was considerably more, but that was the dollar amount originally given had to do with the entire building, to do the entire building. And what's involved isn't just you know, like rolling out a carpet and so forth. It's a big major job with, you know, moving furniture, moving, you know, bookcases, moving, you know, Layla probably could explain it a lot better than me. It's a big undertaking. So what happened was that the friends at the time, you know, felt that couldn't do the entire library, but wanted to be able to help in some way or another. So what happens is it was just what areas seem to need attention the most, you know, and that's how the thought was, well, give us some quotes. Let's see what comes of it. You know, everybody loves to say yes because it's easier to say yes, I'm happy to help you. It's harder to tell somebody no, I think. So it kind of was more of a give and take type of thing. So, you know,
Okay.
something is better than nothing. I don't think they realized how old the rugs were. You know, I said, you know, the rugs are 16 years old, and they're hanging in, you know, by a strand, and so you know, and so forth. And you know, the staff have been wonderful as far as using creative ways, so that, you know, to you and me, you know, we wouldn't know, you know, if stains weren't, you know, like so into the rugs that they can't come out. So you know, they've been a great job as far as kind of, you know, maybe, I don't know, you know, maybe hating something and you wouldn't even know, wouldn't see it, and so forth. Or the padding underneath, you know, it has a lifespan too. So, you know, if the padding's shot, so is the carpet. The carpet on top of it doesn't have, you know, isn't going to exist. Average lifespan, you know, of a rug, you know how I like to look up stuff. Based on this article that I read, the average lifespan is about 8 to 12 years for a rug. And I did ask to make sure, I wanted to know the lifespan of these carpet tiles and so forth. So they're supposed to get about 10 to 12 years. So I'm hoping that at least this is a step in the right direction to help the staff, to help the patrons, and help our library, maintain our library, so that it also, I guess, appearances as well, you know, to stay up with the times and so forth. So.
Well, I think also because the library floor is probably used by kids, and the library is a very kid-friendly place, that carpet is used not just as a place to walk around, but it's also, you know, used as a place to play or a place to sit and read.
There's a lot of crawling on rugs. A lot of crawling goes on in those rugs.
Right.
You might not want to crawl on
Okay.
it.
My last question on that is, do you foresee in the future a phase 2 where we take care of the carpets that we didn't take, that are not being updated?
I'm sorry, Michael, I didn't hear the question.
Okay, you said that the give and take was we're going to update just, you know, certain areas of the library.
Yep.
Now, my question just was, in the, say, next year or so, are we going to maybe ask for some more money to fix up the rest of the library?
Well, you know, that's a good question, but I do believe, and I can't speak for everybody, so this is a personal opinion here. I don't know. I know that the carpets were on like a list for capital expenditures. So I believe anybody it would come through, you know, the town manager, or maybe Layla would be talking with the town manager and so forth, and seeing if, you know, another section could be done and so forth. So, you know, to me, it's like, I guess I'll call it baby steps. We'll take one step at a time, and then we'll see where we are, and, you know, at a later point in time.
I just wanted to make sure that somebody didn't just cross off that carpet expenditure for the future. If it's always listed as sort of partial carpet replacement or something, you know, the person might not just drop it off their budget for next year or whatever.
Well,
Layla, I mean, who would make sure that whoever is in charge of that knows they can't just drop that whole carpet budget? Because the town was going to pay for that, not the Friends, right?
Right, that would be a capital expenditure, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But
just
you don't know
raising the flag.
years down the road that would be. Because you don't know what their priority is.
Okay.
Michael, I don't know if this is an answer for that you're looking for. What was explained, or my understanding, is that the DPW, you know, they are given so much money each year for capital expenditures, and so they have to prioritize. You know, they have to prioritize what's needed the most, and so forth. So, you know, that's a decision that's made. You know, I'm sure with the town manager and the superintendent of the DPW, and I think it was just like a shot in the dark. Well, let's see, can they help us? If they can, wonderful. If they have to say no, well, we can say at least we tried to see if we couldn't get something started. So I personally am one that feels like nothing ventured, nothing gained. And I think that in this particular moment, you know, it's a step in the right direction. And I don't think that it will disappear. I think, you know, they'll still need to put more rugs into the library, you know.
Okay, I'm just saying, Diane, I just didn't want someone to go, oh, the Friends are taking care of that. I'm going to cross it off.
Right.
All right, that's all. That's why I asked you if there was a phase 2 or, okay, good.
Okay.
So the next thing on the agenda is other business. And Diane asked to share something from the newspaper.
Yeah. Hold on, let's flip this over and do this right. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I wanted to share this with you. Did any of you see this article about the libraries on Sunday's paper? It is about the program, the Curbside Pickup program, and it's a wonderful article. And they quoted Antonia Galinsky-Foisey, the director of West Springfield, and other directors, the director of Westfield and Forbes and so forth. And all the directors agreed that while they are looking forward, I'm quoting, to patrons visiting the library again in the future, virtual programming is here to stay, they said. This is the wave of the future. And that as much as they've missed the patrons and vice versa, they know that this is the road that we're all traveling down. So quoting Jean Albano, who is the Springfield Library Assistant Director for Public Services. And she said, I think we need to see this as an additional tool. And this has been an adjustment for all of us, but our ultimate goal is to engage with readers and to serve our community. And right now, the best way to do it. So it was a great article. And I just wanted to know if you had seen it or not. And
No, I had not seen that.
No.
and if you'd like, I'll be more than happy to scan it and forward it to you.
Please do that.
Yeah,
Thank
that would-
you.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
I thought it was, whenever I see an article about our libraries, you know, I'm always so proud of how they do things. You know, I'm always amazed at what it's capable of doing, you know, and providing for the community.
Yeah, they're a pretty special bunch of people.
Yeah, definitely.
Very
They're
creative.
dedicated. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to just share that with you, and I'll be more than happy to forward it to you so you can read
Thank
it
you.
yourself.
All right, so does anyone else have any other business to discuss?
Michael, I just, we didn't accept the director's report.
Oh, sorry. All right, I would like someone to propose that we accept the director's report. Do I have a motion?
I would like to make a motion to accept the director's report.
Thank you, David.
And I'll second that. Melanie will.
Thank you. Thank you, Kendra. Very good. I'm just learning this job now. So, okay, so that's great. So the date of our next meeting is Wednesday, July 15th, or as soon as we all get online, like today. I want to remind everybody who's still watching that we still need another trustee. We're looking for another trustee.
Michael, Michael, there was another applicant when Kendra came on the board last year. We had 2 people apply. So I
Okay.
will reach out to that individual and ask if he is still interested. And I will send his information along to McNally if he's interested.
Okay, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Okay, so I don't believe we need to have an executive session. So I would like a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Thank you, Cindy. You're an awesome first motion.
And I'd like to say congratulations to Kendra, too.
Do we have a second? Did
I
I'll
can
second
second
it.
that.
Okay,
Melanie.
good.
Okay.
So thank you all. Thank you, David, for your work
Yeah. Yeah.
on the
No problem.
pandemic policy. And thank you for Kendra and Melanie working on the minutes. Diane, all your additions, and Cindy, you're reading things and commenting. And, you know, Melanie, oh boy, she helped me when I was last year. She was a great help. So thank you all. Have a great team.
Yep. Yep.
And I'll see you all in a month.
Okay. Good
Thank
night.
you, everyone. Great meeting.
Good night.
Thanks.